This is Kathy Chase. Oh, no, you're not going to blame me for what you've done and your lack of integrity and the fact that you don't care about the Mason Society or anything like that. It was more important for you to make money with whatever, Bill Gates or Apple or whatever, than you set my children up. That was more important to you, to set me and my children up and think you can sell us out because you don't have integrity? Your little Ponzi scheme? I don't think so. Your socialism economics does not include slave driving people to beat them and then say, oh, well, Obama said no secrets in his first campaign and then he thinks he's going to pawn me off to death? I don't frickin' think so, Barack Obama. I don't think so at all. I tried working with you. People are my witness. You wouldn't let me go to the hospital. Therefore, you had malicious ulterior motives. There is nothing else. I don't give a crap about what people outside of government says, meaning Bill Gates or any of these other people. I don't really care. This is my life. My children's lives belong to them as well. This is ridiculous. I've never heard of such hypocrisy. These people running around, whether it's Bill Gates or any of these other people sitting there trying to help people across in Africa. I don't know if they're trying to sideways me as some sort of slave, African slave, but they're going around helping people, and then in the same breath, they're slave driving me and my kids. That doesn't make any sense. You can't sit there and talk about human rights and in the same breath sit there and admit that you're slave driving my children and I, trying to blame us because you have no integrity. Equality, the phrase equality before the law is a joke to you with the -7. Equal rights is a joke to you, and equal opportunity employer is a joke to you. I didn't give you consent to do this with my life, as if people didn't get enough from my life, meaning Bill Gates or Apple or other corporations, as if they didn't get enough out of my life. You're saying that you wanted to exploit me and my life to make monies and then blame me with the fact that, you were trying to sabotage me with different forms of espionage and think you can pawn me for that because I've never been able to go to the hospital. I've been at the hospital, but it's unsafe for me to get help. I can't go there now. It's gotten a billion times more unsafe in the past year. Even if I went to the hospital and successfully got medical treatment, I don't know how I would get out of the hospital considering I don't have Secret Service protecting me. And I know George W. Bush and Barack Obama wanted to step up Secret Service because what they did to my life, and that they probably created quite a few enemies knowing what they did to me and my children. That's not how things work. I didn't do anything to my body. I didn't do anything to my life. My children didn't put anything in their bodies, and I didn't give anybody consent to. You wanted to set up my children for your traitorous acts. You think you got to use children and people's lives out of trickery to deceive people and say, oh, well, we blew your cover, so we want to blow you up sideways with mistletoe and a backpack bomb because you want to think you can pawn me and my children because you worry more about greed of money than worrying about, having any integrity towards this country. USA is a joke to you. American is a joke to you. I don't even know where you're coming from. You're never going to blame me for your Ponzi scheme or your social criminalization of thinking you can human traffic people and call it pork barreling, which that's because you sideways me with and my children with the 3 little pigs and chipping people up to say that you can use the government as an excuse to enslave people. I don't think so. Literally slave drive us. Like, back during the days of Abraham Lincoln. Literally slave drive us in your branding of slaves and your whiskey of Jack Daniels and your 21 and your devil. You are the devil. South Street, South Haven, and Southwood. You are the devil. Don't give me any of this ashes next to the South Haven house. Ashtrays sideways with things in dashes. Things in dashes. You people play your Dick Clark pyramid scheme all the live long day and everybody's tired of it. I can't believe you've got like 3 Lee's places within like 2 blocks. It's crazy. I mean, the stupid things you people do to other people's lives and then you think you can blame them? Well, that's probably not a very good mix. You can't use adults for your little schemes. You think you got to trick and pediatrics little children and to deceive their lives because of what you wanted with them? Because you're selfish and you're thoughtless and you're heartless? A Street and Anarchy and the Oakland A's and Benedict Arnold A's of Happy Days. I mean, you think you can blame me because you're dictators? I have tried to reason with you people. You're never going to say, oh, well, I'm the problem. No, I've never been a problem. I was sleeping most of my life. I didn't put this in my foot. I didn't put anything in my body. You sit there and mock me because I'm supposed to be the 45th president. This was really a good idea. As if you hadn't taken enough from my life. I mean, geez, I don't really know about the corporations, as if they didn't get enough from my life with the internet and things of that nature. As if people haven't made enough money from my life. You think you got to take, dash, take, and want to murder me and my children because you have no integrity, you have no respect for other people's lives. You don't care about anybody but yourselves. And you say, oh, well, that's fine. It's your life. We don't care about your life. We never cared about your life. Well, I hate to tell you, the job of the president is not to just single people out and to abuse them and play stupid frickin' games with them to make money for yourselves. It's not even in the government. The government is frickin' broke. The money's at your social communism. The federal government is broke. You can't even claim pork barreling, Barack Obama. You people are pocketing the money. The left and the right and the people in between, the South Havens, the dollar signs, and the S. You people are. You people are pocketing that money. It's not going anywhere else because the federal government is broke. The federal government is broke. I don't have any of my money. You keep switching my name around. Kathy Joe is a separate word. It's my first name, and I wasn't named after Joseph Stalin or Hitler. I was named after my mom's sister. Jolene is her full name. And I don't know what you're talking about when you sit there and want to try to blame me because you wanted to try to pawn me and my children off using the street Fawn because of Don Cheney lived there and Dick Cheney. Don Cheney fought by Fawn Street on the one street, whatever it's called. I'll think of it in a minute. Anyways, you wanted to thought you could pawn me, and you think you could pawn me and my children because you wanted to play James Bond movies and sabotage and do all these things to my life and my children because you wanted to make more money and you want to trap us in using mafia techniques to kill us. As if you people are so freaking greedy. I don't know what's wrong with you. Yeah, well, you mock me because you want to be Hitler communists and blah, 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 blah. And you won't let me leave the country. And you won't leave me and my children alone. You don't want to pay me tort monies or any monies I was entitled to before my exposure. You just want to keep trying to trap me into death with my children, as a bunch of cowards do. You picked on a little child. I was 10 years old. That is a coward. That's a very cowardly thing to do. You are the yellow-bellied cowards. You people are the cowards. You have to trick people's lives and enslave them by trickery and deception to make monies, to defraud people with your counterfeit. Your scenario is counterfeit. The things you proclaim about me are false. I didn't do anything to my life. I didn't do anything to my body. And yes, I could receive medical treatment and walk out of the hospital and be just fine and normal, just as everybody else. That's what you are deceiving the public with, is that you telling people that I can't get medical treatment. Well, you know I can. George Bush sort of sideways admitted it in one of his last television appearances. But you sit there and tell people that you wanted to tell people that the issues with my life were not solvable medically. And you can't blame a child for anything, and you mock me with being 45th president with your hourglasses and Days of Our Lives and soap operas. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Well, obviously, you sabotage my life. I can't be 45th president. And I don't like your little Southwood catch-22, the devil. 22, catch-22. Oh, we're going to try to force you into being president and then kill you. Because, technically you probably can't. Or technically, legally, I could be president. But with what all the damages you've done to my life, it wouldn't be probably in good judgment for me to be president, I guess. I presume that's what the federal government thinks. And as I said, you people are only interested in death, 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 death. With me and my children. Women and children. Well, that's quite queer. You and your De Beers and your diamonds and your queers. I mean, I don't know what to say to you other than, your rainbow and your queer rainbows and your Hawaii rainbows and your Prescott and your Lowell. You mongering my heart, my life, everything. You just, career wasn't enough. You look like cowards. When you pick on children, you look really cowardly. You think you gotta trick people and procure children and trick people into living lives that they had no idea of, and then waking them up and sabotaging their lives and playing psychotic games with their lives. You can't really, there's nothing you can justify about what's happened to me. And look at what you did to my children. My children, each one of them is a traitorous act of what you put into their bodies. You think I'm going to go left or going to go right? I don't have to. You try to get me to go left or go right, I'm gonna make a protest to say I'm not going left and I'm not going right, because these people the traitors have technologies in my body in which can kill me. Meaning Kim, Shannon, Nick Hexum, the Chase family, possibly the Foo Fighters. These people, the Lassens, Tim Lassen, Tim, Nick Hexum, and the people I've mentioned have technologies in my body, Shannon Hubert, their family, to murder me for things I didn't do. You people are so thinking you're going to murder me for things I didn't do, and you don't think you're going to have to serve jail time for that if you murdered me or my children? I don't think so. You said you were going to pull strings in government because you're Pinocchio and you're frickin' trees in Southwood. Pinocchio was going to pull strings in government. You're Pinocchio. The Chase family had a Pinto. PIN numbers. Sewing up my frickin' foot. SOetero. Well, I'm not going left or right because these people run around and attack me and my children all the time. And nobody does anything about them. These people have technology in my body that they've been torturing me with since I was in St. Elizabeth's Hospital. Elizabeth Chase, Nick Hexum, and my sister Jody were all born in 1970. And they wanted to use a sound-off Wallaby, Joey, Wallaby, Joey. They want to play pockets with Joeys and Wallabies. and what they did to my scar. One of my scars was a W on my stomach from my abdominoplasty, and we're not going to go into what they did with the last C-section. I had pus pockets coming out after Dr. Milius gave me surgery. I had pus coming out of my body. You know, you're all in the biggest nightmare movies, Silence of the Lambs, and all these other horrific movies, Hellraiser, and Children of the Corn, Nebraska Cornhuskers. All these movies have depictions of my life in them, and they're true. You've made my life a living hell. A living hell. You've made me and my children's lives intentionally a living nightmare because of Southeast Nights and MLK. I mean, give me a break. You people have no self-control. You people are out of control. You're crazy people. All you think about is yourselves all day long. Oh, it's always think about ourselves. And all the cornered concrete, the SS concrete that I found up the street, 47 years ago. Slavery and equal opportunity employer. I mean, just stupid crap. And it was either Shannon or Kim that told my father, evidently, to put a flagpole out here with a corner in the concrete, because he put one in too, but I thought it was because the grass didn't grow there because people walked on it. But that was many years ago he had done that. Now I know they have chipped my father. They're communicating with him. And I know half of this town is communicating, and that's how they use their gang tactics. You know, their gang tactics. They've got everybody chipped up and communicating with everybody, and driving everybody frickin' crazy with your batty ideas of what you do to people. You people have no manners at all. You're just out of control. You people act like animals. You people, your Starkweather and your barn doors. You people act like you were born in a barn. And they used, there's no place like home. There's no place like Nebraska. And no such thing as a perfect murder. Well, this isn't a perfect murder, I hate to tell you, because everybody knows the story. And just because you tell them to be in denial for you doesn't mean that they're going to be in denial for you. No parking signs. Well, I hate to tell you, George W. Bush, I'm not a black little boy on a park bench. I'm not committing treason. It's Barack Obama's treason, and he knows it. He won't deny that. I'm sure he won't deny that I'm supposed to be there and he's not. I mean, he's got his little Webster treason son following him around in the White House. He knows that. Does he appreciate his life? No, he doesn't appreciate his life at all. He thought he had to come back and beat me for what he took from my life. And he appreciates nothing. He doesn't. There's not a single tinge of gratitude in that man. He's obviously the devil. Me and my children have gone through hell since he first before he got into office. We were being attacked. When he was running for president in his first term, I was poisoned around Shannon's birthday. I think it was within a day or two of her birthday. And then the Social Security thing yesterday that came in the mail, trying to tell me that was a very fraudulent piece of paper. And they don't even spell my name correctly. I mean, and the fact that Medicaid would be on a Social Security paper? No, that has totally two different departments. Human resources, the Department of Health is a totally different department than the Social Security Administration. All the fraudulent papers If I dug through my bag and started taking pictures of all the fraudulent papers, people would freak out. They've already seen some of them. They know there's a great deal of fraud going on here. And the IRS is about you people. No, you are never going to claim, Barack Obama, that you are not in the office to make money for yourselves because this country is broke. You can't claim pork barreling, Barack Obama, when the country is broke. Because you want to claim that human trafficking me is pork barreling, but you're never going to cut it because you know what? The country is broke. You have doubled our debt. And it talks about there's socialism tactics of making the country purposely poor. I mean, you're social engineering. Social engineering. Well, you in the civil wars and your building of communism and your civil engineers of buildings, and your strategic or your NOAA weather civil alert systems with Starkweather, my children. Civic duties, you had because you chipped up my foot, you wanted to play war with me because the olive branch, and you wanted to play love mongering with the other eagles to lawn on the claw of the American bald eagle. Olive branch, Evil O, and olive oil, and Popeye, Barack Obama and his Popeye, the black African American in which he used to depict himself with malice unto none, with charity. He mocks, you people mock me with equal rights and equal opportunity employers and slavery. And equal rights is a joke with you because of the -7 and how you wanted to exploit me to make money with and rub elbows with corporations. And Barack Obama wanted to use this to pit the technology corporations against me because he said he had to beat the crap out of me to make monies with the corporations, meaning Bill Gates and Apple. I don't really know, as far as my father buying this house. Well, you know, he was told to buy this house. I know he was. And, you know, you wanted to frame my father because they chipped my hand and I'm supposed to be president. So you wanted to try to blame him for my foot, is what I'm getting. And you thought you could use the olive branch, I don't know, olive north. The olive branch, because olive, the color olive is a military clothing color. And then that house I took pictures of. As I said, you know, playing Joey and Wallaby and Captain Kangaroo with malice unto none, with charity, 14th floor Capitol building. I hate to tell you, your pocket pool and your masturbators and your fishing